In this video, we're going to deal with angle of elevation and depression. We need to understand the concept of elevation and depression and how they differ. Basically, angles of elevation and depression, they are based on what? On real world examples. Real world examples. So this is when we get to apply what we have learned about trig ratios. So an elevation is when you are now at the bottom and you are looking upwards. So for instance, this angle here, which I'm going to call theta, if I'm looking upwards, this thing which you have here, this is a mountain. So someone who is on the ground is looking upwards. So here, when you're at the ground and you're looking upwards, that process of what? Of looking upwards, that's what we call the angle of elevation, right? And the opposite is true. Let's say that there is someone who is where? Someone who is here. And what do? They get to look downwards from this angle. Now, the process of looking downwards, that's what we call depression. Now, observe one thing. The person who is here and the person who is there at the top of the mountain, what's happening? The angle that they have, right? These angles, let me just say, this angle theta is equal to angle beta here. Why? Because if you observe, there is this broken line. Let me repeat. There is this broken line, and we have got this slanted part, and we have got where? The ground. And we have the ground like this. Now, observe one thing. The broken line and the ground, they are parallel to each other. Right? Since they are parallel to each other, it means that this angle which is here and the angle which is there, those angles are equal. So that's why I'm saying angle beta is equal to angle theta. So this angle of elevation is equal to the angle of depression. But basically, looking upwards, that's what we call elevation, and depression is looking downwards. That's what we're dealing with in angle of elevation. So let's deal with an exercise, right? Just one example. All right. So let's utilize this diagram, which is here. Now, where there is theta, we substitute theta with what? We substitute theta with 40 degrees. So in this particular case, we are being told that someone is on the ground, and when they are looking up, what do you call it? The angle of elevation is 40 degrees. Now, when they are looking up the mountain, the distance from where they are standing, which is here, and to the top of the mountain, it's 1,2 kilometers. That is the distance between the ground and the top of the mountain. Then the question now asks, what is the height of this mountain? We now want to know the height of the mountain. Now, we now use our trig ratios to actually answer a real world example. So the first thing which I do is that I observe from this angle of elevation that, oh, my height is opposite. So I have got opposite over. And then here it's hypotenuse over hypotenuse, which means I'm dealing with sine. This is sine, basically. So now I say sine 40 degrees is equal to h over hypotenuse, which is 1,2. Then, first thing that I want to get rid of is the denominator. So I multiply both sides with 1,2. 1,2 this side and 1,2 on the left-hand side. These two, they cancel out. So I can conclude that, therefore, h is equal to, if this answer needs us to round off to certain decimal places, we're going to round off to one decimal place. I'm sorry. So now I'm going to input into the calculator. I've got 1,2 sine 40 degrees, which is equal to 0.77. So when I round off to 1 decimal place, it will be 0.8. All right. So